When I was 17, my family moved 2 states away without telling me. They left a note that said, "You'll figure it out." 12 years later, after I finally made it without them, they reached out trying to reconnect. At 17, I came home to an empty house and a note on the counter. "You'll figure it out." No explanation. No goodbye. Just 4 words that shattered me. My family, my parents and older brother, had packed up and moved 2 states away, leaving me behind like discarded furniture. The landlord told me the lease was canceled. I had a week to get out. I crashed on a friend's couch until I wore out my welcome, then slept in a rented storage unit, showering at the YMCA, surviving on peanut butter and desperation. I got a job at a diner, paid under the table. The manager, a gruff woman with kind eyes, let me nap in the break room when exhaustion nearly drowned me. I clawed my way up. Temp jobs led to freelancing, then my own consulting business. By 29, I was a self-made millionaire. Real money, not Instagram lies. But success didn't heal the wound. My family never reached out, not once. Then last week, a podcast I did about survival went viral. Overnight, my inbox flooded, including an email from my mom. "You're still our daughter. No apology. Just a demand to talk." My brother followed. "We miss you. Can we fix this?" I didn't reply, because here's the truth. I didn't just figure it out. I became everything they never believed I could be without them. I waited a week before replying to my brother. What changed? His response came fast. "The podcast made us realize what we did." He claimed he was only 15 when they left me, too young to stop them. Said he'd always wondered about me. I didn't buy it. If he cared, why wait until I was successful? So I asked. His next email unraveled the truth. Money's tight. Mom and dad's business failed. Medical bills are piling up. There it was. The real reason they reached out. Then my mom sent photos. Baby pictures of me, beach trips, snowman building with Michael. Memories that felt like someone else's life. At the bottom, she wrote, "We made mistakes. We want to make amends." I showed the emails to my therapist. "You're in control," she said. "But closure might help, whether that's reconciliation or goodbye." I met Michael first. In a coffee shop, he looked older, softer. "I didn't know they'd leave you," he whispered. "They told me you chose to stay." He cried as I described the storage unit, the hunger, the diner shifts. "They said you'd be fine, that you were the strong one." Strong? No, I was alone. Then my mom called. "We were in debt," she admitted. "We thought you'd go to social services, get a better family." I hung up, shaking. The next email was from my dad, his first in 12 years. No apology, just a demand. "Can you help the family out?" I closed my laptop. Some wounds never heal, they just scar over. I replied to my dad with one sentence. "What part of you abandoned me requires my money?" His response was a novel of guilt. Family supports family, followed by a sob story about eviction notices and my brother's pregnant wife. Then the threat. "After all we did for you, this is how you repay us?" That night, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. A photo of my office building. "Nice view from across the street," read the message. My hands shook as I called security. The next morning, my assistant rushed in. "Your parents are in the lobby." They made a scene saying you're denying them medical care. I watched on the security feed as my mom collapsed dramatically near reception, sobbing to strangers about her ungrateful millionaire daughter. I dialed my lawyer. "They're escalating," Marcus said, "but the restraining order paperwork just cleared. One more stunt and they're arrested." Then my brother called, frantic. "They took Lily's birth certificate from our house. Emma, they're not stopping." I made my decision. If they wanted a villain, I'd give them one. I sent one email to my entire extended family, attaching every threatening message, the photo of Lily, and the landlord's eviction notice from 12 years ago. The subject line, "Ask them why they really left me." Within hours, my aunt called in tears. "They told us you ran away with drug money." My cousin messaged, "They said you were in a cult." The lies unraveled like rotten thread. Then my parents showed up at my penthouse with a news crew. I watched from my security feed as my dad told the reporter, "Our daughter won't help her dying mother." The camera panned to my mom's oxygen tank, a prop I recognized from her theater days. I walked out holding my laptop, live streaming to 200K followers. "Meet the parents who abandoned me at 17, I said, shoving the old eviction note at the camera. "Now they want a kidney, or at least a check." The reporter paled. My mom ripped off her oxygen mask. "You little..." The video went viral in 12 minutes. Funny how fast family scatters when the lights turn on. The internet exploded. My live stream hit 2 million views overnight. Reporters dug into my parents' past, the failed businesses, the lawsuits, the evictions. A former neighbor came forward. They did the same thing to their elderly parents years ago. Then came the voicemail. My dad's voice shaking with rage. "You've ruined us. Where's our cut of your viral fame?" I saved it as evidence. The final blow came when child services showed up at Michael's door. An anonymous tip claiming they'd abandoned Lily. My brother texted me a photo of the caseworker's card with one word, "Mom." I called Marcus, my voice cold. "File criminal charges for harassment and fraud, and subpoena their bank records. I want every lie exposed." That night, my phone buzzed. A new email from Dad. "You win. We'll disappear." I didn't reply. Some monsters only retreat when you burn their bridges. 3 weeks of silence. Then a package arrived at my office. Lily's stolen birth certificate inside, with final warning scrawled in red across it. My blood ran cold. Marcus pulled security footage. My mother, disguised in a blonde wig, delivering it personally at 3 a.m. "We have them for violating the restraining order," he said. That night, my doorbell rang. The monitor showed my father alone, holding a bouquet. "I just want to talk," he pleaded to the camera. But the glint of a recorder in his pocket gave him away. They were building a loving parents narrative. I activated the intercom. "Smile, Dad. You're on camera." His face twisted in rage as police cruisers pulled up. As officers cuffed him, he spat one last threat. "You'll regret this before your next birthday." Turns out some people would rather be right than be family. My 30th birthday arrived like a storm warning. I hired private security and moved Michael's family into my penthouse. At 3:17 a.m., the building alarm blared. Someone had cut the power to my floor. Security footage showed a shadowy figure planting a box by my door. The bomb squad found only my childhood photos, soaked in gasoline. A note read, "Make a wish." The police finally took it seriously. My parents were arrested at a motel 20 miles away, their car packed with newspapers about me, a fake police uniform, and my work schedule. At the bail hearing, my mother screamed, "You were supposed to fail without us." The judge revoked their bail. As they were led away, I whispered to Michael, "Some people don't want children, they want hostages." The trial lasted 3 days. Prosecutors presented the gasoline-soaked photos, the stalker evidence, and the recorded death threats. My parents showed no remorse, just fury that their parental rights were being violated. The verdict came swiftly. 5 years in prison for stalking and attempted arson. As the bailiffs led them away, my father locked eyes with me and mouthed, "This isn't over." But something unexpected happened. When the cell door clanged shut, I didn't feel fear. I felt free. That night, Michael and I burned the last box of childhood mementos in my fireplace. The flames ate their lies whole. Funny how fire purges everything except the truth. While cleaning out my parents' storage unit, I found a locked fireproof box. Inside, adoption papers with my name and a $15,000 receipt from a private agency, dated 2 years after my birth. My real birth certificate listed different names. A DNA test confirmed it. I wasn't theirs biologically. They'd bought me, then discarded me when I became inconvenient. Michael's test came back different. He was their natural son. "That's why they kept me," he realized, shaking. "That's why they made you pay their bills." I stared at my reflection. All these years, I'd mourned parents who were never really mine. I framed the adoption papers and hung them in my office, not as a wound, but as a badge of survival. Michael and I started a nonprofit for abandoned teens, turning my storage unit nights into scholarships. On opening day, a reporter asked, "Do you hate your adoptive parents?" I looked at Lily drawing rainbows on our paperwork. Hate would mean they still matter. The podcast episode about my story won a Peabody. I never read my parents' prison letters. Some fires don't deserve oxygen. Funny thing about being left to figure it out, sometimes you discover you were never the problem.